Panzerkampf.
In the blue square is the Riot Control Squadron, submitted by a Wellner. This team consists of 6 sergeants and 1 Private Johnson. And in the red square, we have the veteran team Armored Gopher Platoon, submitted by Poldarn. This team consists of 4 Armored Gophers, 4 Artillery Gophers, and 2 Missile Gophers. Alright, the contestants are on the field, the timer is set, and we are good to go in 3, 2, 1, activate! Okay, I know it's a Robot Wars reference. Please do not sue me. Riot Control Squadron settles on the ground and gets off the first few shots. It looks like some of the privates are managing to fire first. Gopher Platoon replies. Everyone misses. It's a normal from the depths fight. Yeah, usually for some reason, I forget who it was who pointed this out in another tournament, but that was it was my last tournament, the Age of Sail tournament. Was it Varian 101 who made the Barracuda? I think it was, because he pointed out that, whoever made the Barracuda pointed out that they had found that every time, especially simple weapons, but just about every projectile weapon tends to miss its first shot. Something about the way the AI works, as soon as it gets within that 2 or 5 degrees or whatever the gun's set to, it fires and it tends to miss the first shot. Either dunks it really low, or it gets it overshoots, or whatever. Almost always it misses. In any case, we get those first shots out of the way, and we've got a real slugfest going on here. And I have the sound off. I am so sorry. Y'all don't mind. I'm gonna turn that on real quick. Breaking the immersion, stopping the timer, but I like hearing these guns. There we go. Alright, back in the saddle. Sorry about that. I swore to myself I'd remember to turn it back on. I always turn it off when I do the overviews, the introduction for each team, because the engines usually start up. It sounds awful. I'm trying to announce them, and the engines are all growling over my voice, but, what can I say? The privates are doing really well. No one's despawned yet. Both teams are kind of plonking into each other. My poor computer is having trouble with all the machines and the projectiles on here, but we got it. We got it going. I've turned off the what is it called? Limited, whatever it is. A thing that that kind of takes off a lot of the extra stuff, like the trails and everything when FPS drops low. I want to show the bullet trails and everything, because otherwise it just looks like a bunch of tanks pointing their guns at each other. You never can see any. It's hard to see the shells, and the tails help you really see what's going on here. This Missile Gopher is getting a nice broadside shot at this private right here. If it can manage to launch in a few minutes, it might want to not launch now because it's going to hit its own tank. It needs to turn towards that private. Now it's got no shot. Oh dear, a Missile Gopher eats it. This is the one they were focusing on earlier. Yeah, that's going to be it for that tank. The missiles still seem mostly intact. I'm pretty impressed. The ones on this side, of course, aren't. It just got shot by its own team. Oh dear. Oh, that's ugly. Eesh. Yeah, these privates are really tearing through this thing. Armored Gopher Platoon has already lost a member, and I don't see anyone dying on the Riot Control Squadron. It's very, very nice design by a Wellner. Very good defensive design, apparently. Of course, I don't know. Could be they just happen to be built in a way that counters the Armored Gopher Platoon. I can't even English right now. Late night recording will do that to you. I don't recommend it to anyone. But hey, when you can't sleep, might as well, right? And yeah, that Missile Gopher is pretty much decommissioned, but it's still in the fight. I don't think it's being despawned yet. Nope, it's still alive. So they can continue to focus it, which will give its mates a chance to back it up, do some significant damage to these other tanks, maybe even score a little bit. So while they're busy despawning this one, finishing it off, the rest of the Gophers can be taking out these. Especially, they got a nice rear shot at the sergeant here. Yeah, that's Sergeant Johnson himself, and the Flesh leading the charge. There goes another ammo detonation. The repair bots must have gotten the ammo fixed again, only to have it blown up one more time. There surely isn't much left of that Gopher now. Yep, 2 damage. They have finally killed it. But is it worth it? It looks like this this Riot member has one of the privates has got itself stuck right in with the other tanks. I don't know why that artillery. That's an armored Gopher. Is it? Oh, I bet that turret snapped off, hasn't it? Okay, well, maybe not. I don't know what's going on. It's not supposed to look like that. I know that the barrel's been taken out or something. I don't know. It's not firing, though. It's just sitting there. Everyone on? Everyone's on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This one's just not interested in fighting. Must have been damaged somehow. I mean, obviously the barrel isn't supposed to look like that. It's supposed to be double-barreled like that. So the gun's taking some damage somewhere. Oh, right there. Oh, I see. Okay. So it got pretty badly tore up. I don't know why it's not moving. Maybe the engine overheated or something else. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, I wonder if the fuel cans got knocked out of it. If you lose your fuel, oh no, this missile Gopher goofed. It was aiming at the control squad, at the Riot Control member behind its friendly tank, but it torpedoed its own tank here. All those are going to hit this guy because he can't move, and this Riot Control private gets away scot-free. Oh, that was a bad mistake, missile Gopher. Oh no! This private got airlifted. Let's see what we did here. Let's see. Oh yes, yes. So the ammunition's right underneath that heavy armor, and it got blown out by the armored Gophers. There's another one that's just not doing anything, just sitting there. I don't know what's going on. We have 4 minutes left in this fight, and I see it looks like all the artillery Gophers have been despawned. I wasn't watching. It seems like we've already covered them. They're kind of fragile things. They're really not meant to take a lot of damage, and it looks like they got isolated by these 3 privates over here. And the sergeant, of course. The sergeant seems to cause death and destruction wherever he goes. He leads his team from the front to victory. And right now, I don't see the armored Gopher platoon pulling this out. They only continue to lose more tanks as time goes on. We've got the armored... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Artillery Gophers are over there. Alright, they're doing their job well, it would seem. I don't know who they lost in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, there's 6. Okay, yes, they did lose No, they didn't. Everyone's still alive. Who did they lose over here? Must have been just some blocks blown off somebody. Okay, so both teams are very much still alive. This guy's been flipped over, courtesy of that ammo detonation, so he's effectively been rendered immobile, although he's still able to shoot. He will provide a nice distraction for the other tanks, hopefully. And, yeah, this is going so slow, I'm going to add another minute onto this, just so y'all know. So, if we get to 10 minutes in the video and I continue going, that's what's going on. Oh, a clean shot! A clean shot right through the back of the turret, and it looks like that guy's down for the count. You see how slow my computer's moving, so another minute or two, I think, would be reasonable here. I can't use the tournament mod for whatever reason. It hates my map, and this is the map I'm going to use. I've already said that, so, I mean, I can't change it now, and, yeah, just, I don't know. Tournament mob doesn't work for me, period, on any map. Not on land, anyway, even if I spawn them in the air. So I have to monitor the time manually, and when I got so much going on here, my poor machine just slows down, and I don't want to jip anybody by having a super slow fight. You know, in game time, this probably lasts about 7-8 minutes, whereas, you know, by my time, of course, because of the lag and the slowing, the FPS issues, it lasts 10 minutes, so I'm going to give it another minute or two on the end. Well, just like that, the tables have turned. 1 tank immobilized, 1 tank beheaded. That one's AI dead as well, and it just despawned. So the Riot Control Squadron's lead has just been rebalanced. These artillery Gophers doing a great job of staying out of range. However, if those 3 tanks, there's 1 dead, if the other 2 die, these guys might be out of... No, they won't be out of range. There's those tanks over there. So they're doing a great job of just staying right outside the main battle. That Riot Control private over there, I don't know what he's doing. This poor missile Gopher. This poor missile Gopher. It seems that most of the Riot Control is really, really good at isolating tanks. Now, against a more gregarious team, and by gregarious I mean something more akin to what the armored Gophers are doing over to the left of the screen, a team that sticks together a lot better, this tactic might not work so well. But right now, this isolation technique that the Riot Control Squadron is employing seems to be really, really effective. They just need to focus on getting these artillery Gophers down. If they can knock the turrets off of those, they'll probably pull ahead as far as hit points and possibly even despawn some of them. Right now they're attacking really well armored, tough tanks like this missile Gopher. There's not much that'll explode on the missile Gopher. If they can hit those explosive warheads on the missiles themselves, or like they've probably already done, knock the ammunition out of it, they might. But you can see it's taking forever for them to kill this thing. Their fire rate isn't good enough to actually be able to kill it off in a quick manner, and that gives these armored Gophers all the time in the world to wail on them. And there goes that upside down private. It's been despawned. This private's still okay, but it is taking lots of shots from the rear, and as we can see, they're probably designed to take shots from the front, not the rear. Although I will say, this back end's taking some punishment very well. I just noticed, I saw they were blue and red on the top, like police lights, but I just realized it's the recoil absorbers, the hydraulic recoil absorbers, and that's the time we're going to give it over 2 minutes, are blue and red. that's why they get that light effect. And of course they got some lights underneath them too, so they get a little blue and red effect there. It'd be neat if he had, you know, put an ACB to make them flash, but that's okay. That's not really an easy thing to do. I'm going to adjust the timer right now. We're going to kind of play a little loose here. I'm going to give it 3 minutes. 3 minutes, and I'm so sorry if it seems like I'm cheating, and I don't think this is cheating. I think this is only fair. Both teams are very evenly matched here, so there's no, I don't think there's any cheating here going on. Alright, well, it looks like we've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we've lost 2 of the Riot Control Squad, whereas the Armored Gophers have also lost 2. Oh no! Who just got shot? Oh, this is what I was talking about. Those artillery Gophers are very lightly armored. It looks like one of those bursts from the Riot Control Squad hit the top turret. If you look on the side of the Armored Gophers, I did a review on them a while back, but if you look on the side of them, their guns are completely exposed and look like one of those bursts came right in the side, hit the autoloaders and took them out, and they're a composite frag heat shell, I believe is what they fire. So as soon as you hit that, yeah, it's not pretty. The whole thing goes up in a ball of flames. The hull's decently armored, but these are actually the lightest armored machines on this team. Now, they can also get their turret snapped off real easily, although that doesn't do half the catastrophic damage that, you know, hitting the exposed autoloaders will do. They are armored from the front, so unless you get them from the side like that private did a minute ago, it's not going to be quite so easy to go through unless you got a really high pin. Oh dear, but that went through and got the ammunition on the side. Their ammunition box is tucked on the sides here. You can see the rear ones are still okay, but this guy has been flipped over now. It's going to be just a matter of time now before he's despawned. Combat ineffective. The squadron has once again pulled ahead, I think, of the platoon. There's the private, or the sergeant, leading the charge with his rams. You can always tell which one's the sergeant. He's got these black and white rams all along the side of him. Just right in there. Just getting stuck in there. I know he's aiming at an artillery Gopher, but with that armored Gopher the way, he's just going to end up snapping his turret off. Oh, there's some big blocks coming off of him, though. He might want to be careful. He gets focused down, and the team will suddenly find itself leaderless. Riot Control Squadron doing an excellent job here. There's some frag bursts. They popped off the front of this armored Gopher and then flew on. That's the nice thing about frags. Even if they get taken out early on, and there's no anti-missiles or anti-projectile systems really in this tournament, but even if anti-projectile systems take them out like LAMS or CIWS cannons, the frags can still go on. You blow up the frags, and then the fragments inside can travel on. If you've got them on a narrow burst or an arrow angle, then it's almost like shooting 50 different little bullets in the same direction. It's pretty legit. Oh no, that upside down Gopher just got taken out. Less than a minute remaining. In fact, 20 seconds remaining in this fight. This is going to be a little close, but I think the Riot Control Squadron has it in hand. I've added that extra 3 minutes on. We're coming up on the last 10 seconds of that time now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. That Gopher's gone. And stop. Wow. Wow, what a battle. Well, I'm going to stop here for a second. I will try to make this as quick as possible so we don't have to watch too many highlights. And I'll be right back with the results. Alright, well the results are in. And it looks like it's going to go to the Riot Control Squad with 33,637 materials versus the Armored Gopher Platoon's remaining 28,665 materials. Congratulations to the Riot Control Squad. So congratulations to you, Welner. Your Riot Control Squad will be moving on in the primary brackets. And to Poldarn, my condolences. Your Armored Gopher Platoon has been knocked out of the primary running, but we'll get another chance down the secondary brackets. Good luck to both of you. Thank you for participating. And again, thanks to all who watched this. I hope you enjoy. Until next time, I've been Chromoid, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.